Hello friends, welcome to jwreasoning.com. Today's March 15th, 2024, and I received a text from a POMO sister, physically out, mentally out. She sent me a text this morning, and it had the JW update, the governing body update, I should say, on JW Broadcasting, governing body update number 2 for 2024, and it was Mark Sanderson. And Mark Sanderson comes on the screen with a full beard. And I must say, he looks better with the beard than he does without, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. And some of the things that were said in this video, I don't know what it's going to do to brothers and sisters in the organization. I don't know if it will cause them to hang on longer or if it's going to push them away. But I'm just going to highlight a few things very quickly. One thing is one of the ways that we treat the disfellowshipped ones. They even give a little demonstration in there on how to greet a disfellowshipped person when they come into the Kingdom Hall.
What if a disfellowshipped person comes to a congregation meeting? Under our current arrangement, we don't say a greeting to individuals who've been removed from the congregation. However, the governing body has decided that publishers can use their Bible-trained conscience to decide whether to give a simple greeting and welcome a disfellowshipped individual who attends a congregation meeting.
Hi, so good to see you here.
Thank you.
While we wouldn't have an extended conversation or socialize with such a person, we do not need to ignore him completely.
And it's sad that they really think that, if they say you can greet a disfellowshipped person, they think that the Jehovah's Witness people are so ridiculously elementary that they have to give them a demonstration on how to walk up to a person and introduce yourself if they're disfellowshipped, even if you know them. The other thing that this sister pointed out to me as we were talking about the video just a little while ago, she said, just look at how they portrayed it. The sister was trying to keep to herself in the reenactment, or in the demonstration, I should say. She was trying to keep to herself, and you could tell she was terribly uncomfortable. And this brother and sister walk up to her and shake her hand and tell her it's good to see her there. And they're giving you permission now to do that. You couldn't do that in the past. Although you can greet a disfellowshipped one in this video, they state that if they're an apostate, you shouldn't even greet them. You shouldn't talk to them. You shouldn't invite them in their home. So, they're going to try to maintain as much control as they can. Also, it's interesting to me that they have changed the rule on how, when it should have been this way all along, some brothers would do this in our congregation that I was in. If somebody is going to be disfellowshipped, you don't just drop the hammer on them. You should always try to work with them. Well, now they're saying you don't disfellowship right off the bat. You can put it off and help them and see if you can nurture them back to spiritual health. I don't know if he used that quote or not, but it was something similar. And I'm doing this off the cuff. I've only seen the video once. I've talked about it with my friend. And, just thinking about these things and the way that they're doing it, now they're saying, too, that the elders can pray with a disfellowshipped person if they find it necessary. So this is a huge change, because in the past, if somebody was disfellowshipped, you wouldn't pray with them. You would dismiss them. I did a video on an experience that I had with a brother that was disfellowshipped. Before I was an elder, I was a ministerial servant. And I don't remember, I'd have to go back and find it. If I can find the link, I'll put it in the description. But it was a very emotional thing for me. And, this is when people need prayer the most. If they have committed a sin and they're being ousted from all of their friends and cut off, they need prayer. Even if they've committed a sin and they haven't been ousted, they need prayer. They need help to be able to overcome whatever it is that they're doing that is outside of pleasing God, whatever that is. And I'm not talking about witness disfellowshipping offenses necessarily. Another thing is now brothers don't have to wear a jacket and a tie to go out in service or to come to the meeting or anything like that. But if you're going to give a talk, you must have a jacket and a tie. If you're going to go to Bethel, you should have a jacket and a tie. Sisters, hold on. You can now wear slacks. You can wear slacks to the Kingdom Hall. You can wear slacks in service. they have to be modest and appropriate, of course. I think that's a good thing to say. But you should wear a dress. You must wear a dress if you're going to have a part on an assembly, or if you're going to visit Bethel, or if you're going to have a part at the Kingdom Hall. The other thing that I thought about was, all of these years of going to assemblies where you wear your name badge and you keep your dress clothes. My wife and I did that. We would go to the district conventions and we wouldn't take a change of casual clothes, because we would always leave our dress clothes on and we would keep that name badge on. And we did that the whole time I was there. She still does that to this day. So now suddenly you're not going to be able to be identified if you take off those nice clothes and you put on your casual clothes. It's just amazing some of the things that they're doing, and that Jehovah's rules have changed. If we look at the governing body and the way they're making decisions now, and the things that they're doing, just make up these arbitrary rules. It's just, watch the video. All I can say, friends, is watch the video, draw your own conclusions. One of the last things I'd like to say is Mark Sanderson, if he lets that beard grow a little fuller, who knows, they might change his name to Mark Santason, because he would look a little like Santa Claus. I just thought I'd throw in a little humor there. Sometimes I can't help myself, friends. Please forgive me. I don't mean to offend anybody, but Mark Santason, it kind of has a ring to it. I thought of that this morning while I was driving along. But friends, please keep in mind that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through Him. It's not through an organization. It's not through a group of men who make arbitrary rules. You can come to a relationship with God through knowing Jesus Christ, through studying your Bible, through prayer, and God's Spirit will work with you. You don't need men telling you how to live your life and making these rules and just changing them at a whim with nothing. I mean, really, there's no rhyme or reason why, except the only reason I can think is the organization is bleeding at the jugular. I've said that before. And they're trying to open the doors to where people will stay and others will come, and to where it seems not so controlling. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the future. And friends, I just hope you keep studying your Bible. And my prayer for you is that Jehovah will continue to bless you until we meet again.